This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and William Hill. Delighted today to be joined with Harley Benn. A couple of weeks out now, May the 13th. How are you feeling, mate? How's sort of camp been going for you?
Do you know what, mate? I'm feeling better than ever. I've been training harder than ever. The reason that is because I'm jumping from 4 rounds to 10 rounds. So you can imagine the training not doubled, it's tripled, it's quadrupled. At the start of camp, it was a bit of a shock to the system, you know, because of how much I'm training. But I'm feeling better than ever, and I know I'm going to go and do a job in there on May 13th.
Was there a bit of worry when you sort of, you know, I'm sure, you know, there was no doubt signing this fight, but obviously, you know, when you've been used to 4 rounders, I know everyone has that step up, but you're making the big step up to 10 rounds. How was your training developed? Was it a longer camp than usual, just trying to get used to everything?
I've had about between 9 and 10 weeks, so a good amount of time in my eyes. Normally, I sort of get between 6 and 8. Now it's been, between 8 and 10 weeks. Sort of eased into camp the first week, got used to a few things. Obviously, we're training for a southpaw, so it's been a very different camp for me. Normally, it's just I know I'm fit for 4 rounds regardless of whatever. See, look, I'm on point all times. Do you know?
He's ready, man. He's ready.
Already, always ready. But I look, always ready. Look, everything's See, look, Kit Kat, ready. But yeah, it's been the best camp so far, and I know on the 13th, what I can guarantee is the best boxing version of myself will be on display. See what I mean? Like, I'm just.
This is some serious missiles getting thrown here.
Can you see the head movement? There we go.
Mate, it was after seeing that, after getting all that thrown at you, you're definitely sort of edging towards May 13th. You know, when you compare this fight to all different camps, this is probably the biggest fight of your career so far, you know, the biggest rounds of your career so far, not only physically, but training mentally as well. Has that been a challenge for you, or just a learning curve, would you say?
I'm less nervous for this fight than any other fight I've had, because I've left no stone unturned. Inside the gym, outside the gym, I've lived the life, and I know it's going to show on the 13th. I don't think it will go the full 10 rounds. I believe I get him out of there. And this man, Will Jones, has been training me very well. I've been doing my strength and conditioning with Ian. And I feel better than ever. I mean, my sparring, I'm sure my campmates would be able to vouch that I've come on massively this camp. And I'm really relaxed. I'm relaxed. I'm ready to get in there, go and do the business. Faizan, I know Faizan is worried about it. He's worried about this fight. I'm excited about this fight because for him, on May the 13th, he's going to suffer his first loss. I've already suffered a loss. I'm over that. That's I haven't got that weight on my shoulders of, whose O's going to go. His O is going to go on that night. He's young. He can come back from it, just like I was young and come back from it. And it's going to be a good night. It's going to be a good fight. We're 2 prospects, so to speak. Both. Well, I call myself a novice prospect. I haven't got a lot of boxing background. He's 14-0, almost a 50% knockout ratio. So, on paper, when I beat him, it's going to look good for me.
Going into this fight with Faizan, you know, after the fallout of the first fight meant to be in November, with all the needle and everything that goes into it, do you feel like this is, you know, bigger than ever between you two?
Yeah, there genuinely is some bad blood there, in the sense of I don't like him, he doesn't like me. So what better person to punch in the face, do you know what I mean, than someone you don't like? You're allowed to legally beat them up, and that's what I plan to do. I believe he's underestimated me massively because of a loss I took 5 years ago. And I believe this is my coming out party. I'll win this in good fashion, and because I'm just going to be brutally honest. After I took a loss to a journeyman, people didn't take me serious. So when I go out to Dubai and beat their golden boy, people are going to start taking me serious.
Is there something sort of nice about that? You going to Dubai, beating the, you know, you say that he's the golden boy, spoiling the party?
Absolute, mate. I'm going to cause it is what, to me, when I win, it's not going to be an upset. I'm saying from now I knew I was going to win. But it's going to be a massive upset for his team, his promotion, And who knows, I might become their new golden boy.
Do you sort of want to sort of play into that villain act, as you say, like, you know, coming over there, just messing everything up?
That's what they painted that picture of me when I went out there the first time. So I'm happy to play that role. I've been the bad guy many times, and I can be that. But I'm not actually a bad guy. I'm a good guy. But he's painted this picture of me. I run my mouth. I do run my mouth. And why not? He's a bitch.
What would you make of, like, what would you say about the lead up to this fight? You know, you were talking about, you know, his Instagram post that he was doing, and he, you know, calling you all sorts of names. You know, what would you say about this build up to the fight that has caused this so much needle between you two?
Well, one thing I can confirm, when we was out there last time, Faizan was acting up for the cameras. I promise you, whenever he was off camera, his head was down, he was looking, he didn't want any kind of interaction. He only wanted interaction in front of the cameras. And I remember there was a public workout we done, and after it, like, we had a bit of, well, it was the first time we ever saw each other. We had an argument. After it, I remember me being in the same area as him, and he said, "Oh, you know, it's just all for the." I was like, "No, it's not all for the camera. Like this, I genuinely think you're a prick. Like that's, I say that off camera, and I just think he's young as well. I didn't realise how young he was. He's 21. Like, he's a young man. Yeah, I didn't realise. I just think I'm going to be far too much for him in every aspect. Outside the ring, the talking part, inside the ring. Yeah, I think it's going to be a real good night, and we're going to smash it.
You said you called yourself. You said you feel like you're a novice pro. To have fights like this with a lot of needle, and, you know, a fight that, you know, this guy's going to come to win at the end of the day. Having that as a novice pro must be good experience all for you. You know, the build up, the fight, everything about it is all positive for your career development. Must be. 100%.
This is all growth for me. When I beat Faizan, I'm gonna be very proud of myself. Firstly, because 6-7 years ago I wasn't even boxing. You know, let alone I've had no amateurs. I didn't think I would even get to this position where I am now. Going to have a 10-rounder against an undefeated fighter, right? That was all what ifs for me 4 or 5 years ago, if I could even box. Like, so to be in a position where I'm fighting someone that, well, he's number one in India. He's Indian, but he lives in Dubai. It's a great win for me. And obviously it would be a great win for him if he was to have won, which he's not going to do. So yeah, it opens a lot of doors for me.
Moving on, talk to me. You said about, you know, 6 or 7 years ago you weren't even boxing, and, you know, we're here at the Edge Gym with Will Jones. You know, so many great fighters. How good is that for your development in general, surrounding yourself with guys like OD who've been here, you know, been there, done it, wore the T-shirt, and you can learn off guys like that?
Massively. I've been lucky enough to share the ring with OD several times, sparring and whatnot. 2-3 years ago, do you think I could stand in the ring with O'Hara? I wouldn't be able to do half a round with OD, let alone 4, 5, 6. Like, these guys all bring me on. We've got Jordan, he's 6 fights in, champion, Kev, Tom. They're all great boys. They all bring me on. We all bring each other on, and they're all going to be part of the recipe which gets me the win on the 13th of May.
Absolutely. Just to sort of close off this interview, what are we expecting on the 13th of May? What are we expecting? What can the fans see?
Do you know what you're going to expect? Well, what you should expect is the best me to date, and I genuinely believe I get him out of there within the 10 rounds. I genuinely do. So that's my prediction. Harley Benn win with a dirty knockout.
Well, let's hope so, Harley. All the best for May the 13th, and thank you for your time, mate. Really appreciate it. Top man. Thank you. Cheers.